Hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to one of my more unexpected videos of 2021. You find me somewhere near Goodwood because tomorrow I'm going to be attending the Festival of Speed with Jaguar Land Rover. But I've come down the day before because JLR very kindly arranged some accommodation for me, and they said they'd have a number of their cars knocking around for me to test drive. And the minute I arrived today, this thing caught my eye. It is the Range Rover SV Autobiography in long wheelbase form. This is a £200,000 super luxury SUV, and in my mind this is better than a Rolls-Royce Wraith. When you find out some of the things that this car is equipped with, you are going to be blown away. So yes, today's video is going to be a full walk around in-depth tour of this insane super luxury car. I'm genuinely not sure where to start with this thing. So if you don't know about sort of special vehicle operations, the SV department at Jaguar Land Rover, they essentially take some of their sort of flagship cars and, well, make them better. I'm always talking about the F-Type SVR. I even drove the F-Pace SVR recently. It's all the same kind of family, or at least the same sub-brand within that JLR family. Well, for the big Range Rover, the Range Rover Vogue, they don't do an SVR, sort of more hardcore dynamic variant. Instead, they focus on the luxury. So you get the SV Autobiography. The Autobiography always kind of represented the top spec for the big Range Rover. So yeah, SV just signifies special vehicle operations getting their hands on it. Now there is an SVAD, a dynamic version, which is a little bit more driver focused, but for me it's this long wheelbase version, the sort of full top spec car, which has sort of blown me away, and as I say, I think is comparable to a Rolls-Royce. So this car right here is actually equipped with a supercharged V8, and we'll sort of come back to the fact that it is actually, well, on the road it's pretty damn quick. Even though it's the same size as the Titanic, it does really get up and go. It's not quite as quiet or subdued, I would say, as a Rolls-Royce, but it's still mighty impressive. The SV Autobiography, denoted by this kind of two-tone paint. You can see the sort of split level paint there, which I actually think looks kind of good, especially with these kind of polished chrome wheels. I'm a fan of that too. We've also got a sort of chrome grille up the front. Fundamentally, whilst this car does have some things that sort of, you know, make it stand out from the outside and it is impressive, etc., it's all about the inside, and we'll kick things off by jumping in the front, even though it's not really what this car's all about. So much, again, just to sort of talk about and point out here. Firstly, these lovely plush deep carpets, super nice. Now this car's spec'd with a lot of wood. I'm a fan of wood, I'm not going to knock it. Some people won't like it, but actually it feels so nice once you're in the car, and I think it just adds a little bit of class. So let's jump into this very plush and lovely driver's seat. And in the front, actually, do we have to? I was going to say we have to manually close our front door, something which isn't the case in the back. I think we do. Let's go for that. Now, as you can see, these seats in front and rear of this car are, well, you can just basically move them in 1,000 different sort of settings. There's lumbar support, you can move the headrest, the mid seat, the lower seat, your whole seat, the front. I mean, it's endless. And of course, memory seats too, and you've got a massage function. Then we come back to a relatively sort of traditional view for anyone who's driven one of these big Range Rovers. Of course, the latest infotainment system with all the sort of touch screen for your air conditioning, etc. Some more wood details here, and then the lovely SV Autobiography badge. Now I'll just turn on the ignition to start with, and it kind of fires up. That SV Autobiography logo disappears. You've got some nice digital dials there. I'll be honest, I haven't sort of explored too much at the front here. We've got this lovely panoramic roof, which really comes into its own when we get in the back. You've got the sort of split level glove box here, which again is fairly traditional for the Range Rover. I think, well, that looks like a sort of infotainment CDs you can put in there and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's all nice up here and very well equipped, but it's all about back there. So Greta Thunberg, don't hate me. I'm actually going to start up the engine. The V8 fires into life relatively quietly, but trust me, it does get loud once you get out on the road, because we're going to need all the power, because now that we get in the back, there is so much to play with. I think if the car was off, we might drain that battery pretty quickly. So let me just firstly show you what it looks like as you step into this insane rear cabin. The seat's already kind of reclined, you've got pillows, you can see that there's going to be something to do with your legs here, lovely screens, and then that roof, which I say is going to be amazing, and it's nice and accessible. Huge opening here, the long wheelbase, you get this massive great gaping hole to step into, so I guess that's for ladies ladies in their longer dresses, but you know, anyone. It's just nice to climb up in to the rear of this car. Now, I mentioned in the front, sort of frustratingly, you've got to close your own door. Well, luckily back here you don't. So a little button you can see for either side down here. If I push that, this door closes, well, with quite some pace. The Rolls-Royce Wraith is very slow, the way that door closes, but not in here. That's sort of, you know, whoa, you've got to be a little bit careful. And then, again, where do we start? So, seats. Let's just start off with the seats. As you can see here, all the same kind of controls to move seats endlessly, forwards and backwards and up and down, etc. Memory focused. This button, or these two buttons, we're going to come back to, because I'm actually going to use this seat over here to demonstrate them. Now, up here, we've got endless sort of settings for windows and lights, and you can actually control that beautiful panoramic sunroof and the shade. There we go. I'm just doing that by pushing this button here, and that can close the shade if you need it to, as it does get a bit like a sort of glass house effect back here. You do cook quite easily, but let's say you want all the light to come in, you can just hit that again, and there you go, opens back up. You also have shades on your windows here, there you go. In case you want to have a little bit of privacy or just a bit of sunshade. These are huge bits of glass, so when it is a sunny day, light does really stream in. I'm going to keep that down for now though. I'm just going to tell you about my headrest, which is very lovely, SV logo, and then this sort of lovely pattern, I think, in the seats, which also can be heated or cooled. So if I push down on that dial and then turn to the right, that heats the seat. If I turn to the left, that cools the seat. So of course that's a pretty cool function, but you find it in quite a few of the different Jaguar Land Rover products. Now, you might be thinking, what's this sort of interesting box? How do I open it? Why can't I just push? There's a button. Let's push that. You'll find that everything back here is automated. They don't let you do anything for yourself. It's kind of hilarious and mad. It means that everything takes a little bit longer than you might expect. This, I guess, it is a cubby hole for your phone. You've got sort of USB plugs either side, and then HDMI plugs for your screens, and then I think just a nice little cigarette lighter / charging point. So then again, if you want to close it, push that, very slowly closes. Now, that's not all the sort of power you get, those little USB sticks, because there's a little tiny sort of cubby here where if you push that, an actual 3-point plug appears. So you could just plug in a laptop charger or a kettle, or I don't know what you're going to want in there, but you know, you've got all the options. Up here, another nice little button. What's that? I guess you've got something to hold in there, just more cubby holes and more power points. It's just endless. Oh, I didn't even show you actually in the front. What was I doing? I didn't open up this glove box, did I? Because yes, firstly you have sort of a tiny little glove box there, but if you want it, oh, he hasn't done it right. Hold on a sec, quite hard doing it from behind. Come on. A fridge, or a cool box. Let's call that a cool box. Well, we of course more power supplies as well, but that's a nice cool box up the front in case the driver wants some, you know, refrigerated M&Ms or some cooled M&Ms or a nice drink. That's up front. But of course, if you want proper drinks, you're going to have to come into the back. Now, this is nothing you haven't seen before, but yes, the sort of buttons there hint towards it. If I push that, a champagne refrigerator. I love it. We can see it's obviously for the bottle, and then I guess 2 champagne flutes. I just love the positioning of that. It's so cool. And then of course, yeah, this little automated hatch. So nice. The magic continues here. If I pop this up, we've got drinks holders, 2 drinks holders, and then this is the remote for the TV. So if I just pull this out, there we go. Fairly straightforward. You can turn on either screen. So if I push screen to the right, there we go, and then turn on, this should come into life. There we go, a little bit of time. You can do media, you can set up your seats, you can do the navigation, and of course media. You could have plugged in that HDMI cable down there, I believe. You've got the radio, television, media library. So if I come down to television, I'm trying to watch the screen of my camera as well as the actual things that are going on in front of me. And now we've got to find, oh, there we go, CBBC. I'm not going to show that for too long because I'll probably get sued, but there you go. You can fully enjoy TV back here, which, please, hopefully Range Rover didn't sue that and won't invoice me for what's probably quite an expensive remote. I'll just close that there. Now, you probably are thinking, hold on a sec, this is quite large, it's quite chunky. Now, you're probably thinking, what are these sort of bits here? Well, let me show you. We'll pull up this armrest here, and it reveals a couple of sneaky buttons. Now, this is kind of hilarious because it's amazing, but it's also one of the weirdest elements back here. Which button am I pushing that one? Yes. So, what it reveals, quite cool, is a table. it takes so long to reveal and pop up. I kind of just want to manually do it, because look, you've got to keep holding that button to make that all close again, which is kind of funny. And then you have to do something a bit manual. So you have to push that button there, and then slide that up, slide that down, and then you go, slides across. You've got a full-on workstation. You can have your laptop, you can have your food, you can have your lunch, whatever you want to be. It's so nice and sturdy. This is all metal. I don't know if you can hear. It feels so weighty and heavy, and quality. The quality, I think this is better quality. Again, I'm going to rate it against the Rolls-Royce Wraith. Better quality than the Wraith. I really, really like this. But you know, it is heavy, it is sturdy. It's not an easy thing to do, to lift up, but then it slots away nicely. Oh, I nearly tried to manually push that. What a disaster. Nope, got to push this button here. And yeah, wait. What should we time it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'm going to say like nearly 10 seconds. 10 seconds to put your table away. Probably could do it myself in 2, but hey, we're in a land of luxury back here, so close that back down. Show you this lovely Zenith clock back here, which again, exclusive for the SV Autobiography. I'm just going to one more time show you how lovely it is sitting down here underneath this huge glass roof. But for me, the piece de resistance to the luxury and the comfort of these seats, because you might look at it and go, okay, these are just fairly standard luxurious seats. I already pointed out that you can sort of endlessly set them up in whatever configuration you want, but there was that sneaky button over there. Do you see it? This one and this one. And it took me a while to figure out what these did, but if I push that button there, this whole configuration comes to life. So the front passenger seat is basically folding away. You get a drop down footrest here. Meanwhile, this seat is kind of going into its reclined setting, and wait for it, because eventually, yes, the leg rest does come out. Absolutely unbelievable. And you have now basically got yourself a full-on bed. I mean, this thing is unreal. Now, if you don't know, the sort of most luxury SUV cars, chauffeurs will always encourage you to sit in this seat here, because they can move that front passenger seat out of the way. So the fact that you can do that and set up the car like this is just unbelievable. We're going to go and get in that seat in 2 seconds, but I haven't actually pushed it this side because I don't know what's going to happen. Oh no, this one here, because yeah, see, it doesn't move the driver's seat, which is good, because that would be annoying if your rear passenger could move your driver's seat. However, I'm lanky, I'm 6'2", and that's my driving position. And actually, you know what? Weirdly, even though this is a long wheelbase, my toes are now trapped actually underneath and behind my seat, and then that sort of come out. So I genuinely can't lift up my shoes. Weird. Yeah. I mean, I am being picky, and if you were a smaller human being, you wouldn't have the same problem. Very luxury and comfy, but yeah, you're going to want to be in that seat. So let's go get into it. Hold on a second, make sure that's all done what it needs to do. Of course, Meridian surround sound system back here. You also have the headphones for the TV system, should you want to watch something in privacy. Does that just soft close? Yes, lovely. Oh, I might as well show you actually the boot back here. Firstly, you've got that lovely SV Autobiography badge. Same as sort of any Range Rover, split level tailgate. There's a bit of my stuff back here, so apologies for that. You can sort of fold away this lovely leather passenger shelf. There's so much leather everywhere in this car, it's unreal. Got some more sort of even more cushy headrests and another pillow which I removed. I'm not really sure what's in that box. We'll look at that in a second, because if I lower down this second level, look at this. If I peel this sort of quilted cover back, look at that. Look at that wood. I don't really know. I feel like I should know more about, I feel like that is something. What do these buttons do? I think that's a towing hook. That's put your seats up and down. That's the lower the level of the car. So if you want to put in a lot of luggage, if you push that, the whole car lowers down, so you can load things in easier. You've got more power sockets back here. But yeah, like, that just can't be that nice just for the sake of it. Like, surely, well, if it is, it's pretty incredible, but I can understand why there's protected there as well. Then I literally push that button and it all folds up and folds away very nicely. Anyway, let's get to the best seat in the house, because yes, I mentioned it, it's that rear passenger seat on the passenger side. Oh my lord, if I come in here, wow. Okay, door closed, adios amigos, outside world. This is probably the most comfortable I have ever been in a car. I already mentioned I'm 6'2". I don't fit in cars that well, but I generally, my feet on that footrest there, my legs are supported, and I'm fully reclining. If I can spin around the camera, look at this. Oh my god, I could go to sleep. I don't need accommodation tonight. Jaguar Land Rover could have just set me up in this car. I would have slept in here quite happily. Oh, and then also getting that view. I'm going to bang on about it one more time. Could you imagine driving on a big, long journey? You can just watch whatever movie or TV you want to watch. You can gaze up at the sunshine and the clouds. They pass by, talk to your passenger. Oh, yes, no, I'm so glad we bought those stocks and shares. We did so well. Well done, us. And then you can sort of say to the chauffeur, oh, please just drive a bit faster. You have got a V8. Crack on, sir. It is absolutely unbelievable. Oh, what's down here? Hold on a sec. Look, there's like a little... Oh, hold on a sec. There's a little cubby hole. Right, now I've got to go through this whole performance. There we go, comes back together. Dun, dun, dun. I want to see what, I had no idea there was this cubby hole here. What even is it? I'm sort of carefully watching my feet and my legs that they don't get all trapped. Can I stop? Okay, stop moving. What is it? Why won't it open? Okay, hold on a second, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I feel like, okay, pull once. No, why isn't it? What is it? Oh, it's just like a shoe box. Maybe that's just for your shoes, or maybe you put slippers in there. I don't even know what that is. It's not really opening, but anyway, it's amazing. And then just as I say, more and more, so the detail, your little coat hook, your coat hanger there, so much leather. All of this leather, everything is just absolutely coated in leather, or these fine aluminum, I guess, style details, the wood, the sort of knurled finish here, leather again, all stitched, these big old speakers for your sound system. And I'm getting, oh, there's air conditioning up here, so it's sort of blowing on my head, which actually is quite nice. But yes, I think you probably get the idea. The levels of luxury in here are insane. This might not have been of interest to anyone, but I genuinely got in this car and I couldn't believe all the things I kept finding. It really does blow my mind. And look, this is about 150,000 pounds cheaper than a Wraith, and I spent 24 hours living in a Wraith at a service station, and after 30 minutes in this, I do far prefer it. As I say, it's louder on the road, it's not quite as exquisite as an experience, but you get just as much tech, if not nicer tech. I personally have always been a big Range Rover fan. It's classic, it's more understated. To most people, that is just a Range Rover. You drive around in a Rolls-Royce, it's in your face. Now, the only car I haven't been in, which I guess you could also compare this to, is maybe the new Bentley Flying Spur. And then what else? Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but you're 200 grand again more. So this for me, if I was in the world of wanting to be driven around, because yes, it's good to drive. It is good to drive. It's very calm and soft, and so with a lot of power, you want to be in the back of this. And I don't spend a lot of time in the back of any cars, so it's not for me in my lifestyle right now. Ooh, attacked by a bug. I love being out here in the countryside. But yeah, if I was in this world, this is what I'd be choosing. So yeah, totally unexpected video, totally unexpected experience, one that I've really enjoyed and I hope you guys have found interesting and insightful. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and let me know below, would you have this? Would you have a Rolls-Royce Wraith, or would you have something else? Stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.